I felt the whole table freeze the moment the words left her mouth. My niece, just 11, but already sharp-tongued, let the sentence drop like something practiced. We don't sit with people like you. She said it with confidence she didn't earn, a line clearly borrowed from adults who should have known better. And the worst part? They laughed. My brother's smirk was immediate. My sister-in-law tried to hide her amusement behind her glass. Even my mother averted her eyes, studying her food as if it might shield her from being complicit. I didn't flinch. I straightened the napkin over my legs and let the initial sting settle into something clearer, colder. Because the truth, the one none of them had bothered to learn, was that every home they slept in belonged to me. And tonight was the start of something they could never have anticipated. My family wasn't always like this. There was a time they admired me, paraded me around as the quiet achiever they depended on. I was the first to graduate, the first to make something substantial of my life. I paid off our parents' medical debts before my siblings even offered to help. Back then, I was dependable, until my success outgrew their comfort. Wealth doesn't change the person earning it, it changes the ones watching. Their shift came slowly. Fewer invites. Murmurs when I entered the room. Rumors disguised as concern. She thinks she's above us. She's different. She doesn't fit with family anymore. At first, I ignored it. Eventually, I couldn't. The final blow arrived disguised as a family meeting. They sat me down in my mother's living room, everyone except her, who claimed a headache, and told me not to come to gatherings anymore because my presence made people uneasy. My existence, not my behavior. I swallowed the hurt and said nothing. I don't react impulsively. I build responses. Over the next 2 years, I paid attention. My brother was sinking under mortgage payments. My sister-in-law hid mounting credit card debt. My cousin was months behind on rent. Even my mother's house, the place where I grew up, was flirting with foreclosure. They were all slipping underwater, and I had the authority to decide who would sink and who would rise. They'd never asked what exactly my company specialized in. Never cared. Real estate acquisition. Distressed property recovery. Landlord and investor management. In simple terms, I purchased properties people mishandled, including theirs. When they signed their new leases, not one of them read the owner's name. My name. But revenge isn't something you rush. It's something you let simmer. So tonight, after their laughter faded and their plates were half empty, I placed a slim folder on the table. I kept my tone light. Before dessert, there's something you should all be aware of. My brother scoffed. What now? Another lesson from the successful one. I slid the first page toward him. I watched the muscles in his jaw twitch as he read the header. Notification of property transfer. This is our house. I nodded. 3 months behind. The acquisition went through last week. My sister-in-law dropped her fork. You can't be serious. This has to be a mistake. It isn't. I handed similar documents to my cousin, my aunt, one after the other. Color drained from their faces like someone pulled a plug. You own all of these? My brother murmured. All of them. Then I turned to my niece, the one who had mocked me so boldly. Including the home you sleep in. The room grew so quiet it felt airless. My mother simply watched, perhaps recognizing that this ending had been years in the making. My brother's voice cracked. What do you want from us? Respect, I answered. You don't have to care about me. You don't even have to be kind. But you will never speak to me the way you did tonight.
Not you.
Not your children. Not anyone at this table. He opened his mouth, then shut it, choosing silence. Sometimes silence is the closest thing to remorse people like him ever manage. I stood, fastened my coat, and left the folder where it lay like a marker of what they'd taken for granted. As I reached the door, my niece called out, shaky. Are you kicking us out? I glanced back.
No.
Not tonight. Their relief washed across the room in an instant. Pathetic, really. But understand this, I added. You don't get to name what kind of person I am. You only get to live in what I own. Then I stepped outside into the cold, breathing air that felt like release. Not victory, not vengeance, just freedom. They built a world where I didn't belong. So I built a bigger one around them. And for the first time in years, that finally felt right.